Morning, John. Well, here we are in another day of paradise. So, in a drought. We've been in a drought since early spring. We were in the drought all summer. We did have 9/10 of an inch of rain about 3 weeks ago, and it helped. I'm laughing. It didn't do a lot, but anything counts at this point. It's been raining south of us. East of us and way north of us, they've had rain, but through this area we're extremely low. Pine Creek is running around that 35, 36 cubic feet per second. It's very low, but back in the 60s, the late 60s, it was all the way down into the teens, 16, 17, 18 cubic feet. So we're ahead of that, but we're extremely bad. The trout that we have built up, the trout population over the past 4 years of nice wet summers, and they took a terrible beating this year. That's the way it is. We knew this would happen, and it did happen. So the good news is droughts get over. The bad news is they may not necessarily get over in a calendar year. They could go on for a few years. But we will put more fish in and keep up the program. We need your support to accomplish that, and we certainly appreciate your efforts. We've got some other methods to raise funds this coming spring. We're going to have a beautiful painting of what we call the wall. It's a lower section on the stretch, and if we can, we will more than likely have the original work, and then possibly a couple prints made, so we can have first prize, second prize, third prize. We'll see what happens. But we're coming up with other methods. We'll have to put a lot of fish in. A lot of the hatcheries took a terrible beating this summer. We're fortunate. Early on, we made the decision not to depend on one hatchery for our fish source. We're very particular on where we buy our fish because they have to look like trout, and they have to be fully finned and colored up. So we have those locations, and as far as this coming year, I have a good source for trout. So I don't see that changing. What we need is a change in the weather. La Nina is starting to form in the Pacific. Generally, that changes the jet stream where it will lower here on the eastern U.S. and give us a slightly wetter and a little more mild winter than what you normally would have. Whether that carries through that way is yet to be seen. But we need a snowpack. Snowpacks are extremely important for trout streams. They charge up the swamps up on the tops of the mountains and seep all summer, and we have not had that. We're out of water, so we're going to fight through the winter, and keep your donations coming. We will take care, and I do have good access to all of the trout that the club needs for this coming year. One hatchery will not be providing us until at least next fall. They took a terrible shot with the weather, so at any rate, the fish got beat up badly, and as usual, we had some people just don't know to not fish over those trout at the small streams, and we're going to get a letter in our website and different locations explaining that we should not fish for those fish, although it's legal to do it. It's just crazy that we spend that much money and put that many fish in, and then fishermen sit there and kill them. So, and it is a protected area, and the idea of the protected area is to have trout in it. So we should not allow people to kill those fish unintentionally. Some will kill them intentionally, and you're not going to do much about that group of people. They're here and they're well, and they know how to get fish, but others do it unintentionally. And they really don't understand about the oxygen levels that trout need to survive. And they get all thrilled. They walk down to the stream and they see 200 great big brown trout in shoulder to shoulder in front of them, and they think they hit the paradise. But when they take advantage of that situation, they do a lot of harm. So we need to have a little education on that and get people to voluntarily back off of the fishing at the mouths of these feeder streams this time of year. But pine will come back, and with your help and financial support, it'll come back very well. I also want to mention Bob and Dottie Weber, Bob Weber, and the CD we have of Bob's life. And the other thing that I have not talked about, I have some beautiful artwork here in the store of Bob. They're $50 a piece. You can get them from Jeff Swing Home on his website or right here in the store. And there's Bob going to the store. They're $50 a piece. This is a calendar there. This is a Shea locomotive picking Dottie up when she was a little kid up where the Slate Run Road and Doherty Branch meet. And they would ride the Shea lumber trains down to Slate Run each morning and go to school. And then they would pick the kids up and take them back in the afternoon. There was Dottie chasing a bear out of a tree at her cabin. Bob and Dottie viewing. There's about a dozen photos, or not photos, but pieces of artwork. And so I would, if you, there's, when they're building their cabin, so we do have those. They're beautiful artwork. They're very high quality. They are $50 a piece, and it's something that you could put in your rec room or wherever, and they're high enough quality you could frame them, and they're really interesting. So at any rate, we're going in. We have not stocked yet. We have not made a decision. We're going to stock. The water's extremely low. We're running in, like I said, that mid to upper 30 cubic feet per second. So we just need to have a little bit of break with Mother Nature, and she doesn't seem to be real willing to provide that at this time. It will happen. Hopefully in October. I'm not hoping for a hurricane, but it was an overactive hurricane season. We thought we'd get some peripheral rains off of those low pressures as they rooted up the up the coastline. We thought we'd get some rain from those, and it just didn't happen. It happens all around us, but not here. So keep up your support. Keep looking at the websites, calling the store, and we will announce when we put fish in. And thank you for your support, and we will see you in the fall or the winter or spring. Thank you.